It's June 1st, 2018. Hey, Cyclopians, let's cover the latest sci-fi, fantasy, and horror news out there. Let's go right into video games. And the first game we're going to be talking about is Star Ocean Anamnesis. I can't say that well, and I try saying that 4 times fast. It's going to get its first footage with English dubs. And if you're not too familiar with that, Star Ocean is a smartphone action RPG, and it's coming west. They say coming west, coming out of Japan for the iOS and the Android. There's like a pre-registration going on and stuff like that, so it looks pretty cool if you want to check that one out. A lot of anime-related characters in there. Head right over to Sea of Thieves, which is huge. Sea of Thieves has a gameplay walkthrough for the Hungering Deep, which looks really neat. I love Sea of Thieves idea. I'm going to get that soon, I think, because I love the whole pirates and ghosts and skeletons and all that creepy Lovecraftian stuff they got in there. It looks like a blast, and I'm hearing really good things about that game. So we're going to be expecting to be covering a lot of Sea of Thieves updates as we go through the summer. Back over to cards now. Magic the Gathering. There's a strategy article over at TCG Player. 2 brews I almost played at Pro Tour Dominaria. And once again, I just want to let everybody know I do have friends and family over at TCG Player, so it's not a shameless plug. It's just they're a great company, and they cover a real lot of Magic the Gathering and trading card and playing card games. Pardon me. And so I do like to bring their articles up frequently because they're good articles, and if you're into trading card games, you're really going to enjoy these articles. Heading out of there, we're going to look at a new horror novel called The Shatter Point by John Oberg, and I want to just quick cover a little bit on that. It is a psychological thriller of some kind here. I cannot, of course, as soon as I said that, I went to get the link, and my link is shot, and I'm going to have to fix that, darn it. So I do apologize. It looks like, if I remember right, it's set in Pasadena, and it's kind of like a mix between like a ghost story and a psychological thriller. Looks kind of cool. Do check that out if you like horror novels. Predator fans, one of the actors in the Predator has confirmed that the latest Predator coming out this summer, a few weeks or fall, I think, will be reestablishing the Aliens versus Predator canon. So this is going to fit in there somewhere, and I'm not going to give too much details just in case you don't want it spoiled. You can click on the link yourself and find out. Back to video games really fast. As you know, we do news all over the place here. We don't stay in one area. We're jumping all over as news comes in. Yakuza series, the Asian gang game, which is really cool looking. Producer stated the PS4 remasters are unfortunately for new overseas fans. It looks like it's not going to be over in the West yet. But there's going to be some interesting stuff coming for Yakuza. Dark Souls Remastered. You can check out a review there, and that's for Xbox One. I've got a link to the review for Dark Souls Remastered. And let me see. We got another teaser trailer coming up for featuring a video for sci-fi drama movie Jonathan, and this looks kind of cool. It's one of these weird drama. I know we just said drama, but it's like it doesn't look high on action, but it's like almost like a psychological thing. This guy wakes up, and every day he wakes up to go to work, somebody has made breakfast for him and has laid out the second part of his day. And apparently he doesn't know who it is, or somehow they know the second part of his day, but it looks really cool. Click on that link. And it almost sounds like that, oh, forgive me, I'm trying to think, Jim Carrey's one where he's in the dome and everybody's watching him or something like that. It was a pretty good one. I love stuff like that where like everybody's, almost like you're in the Matrix and somebody's watching you kind of thing, you know? Running back over to video games again. Monster Hunter World. You Monster Hunter World players, yay, there's free potions today. So do click online. Get online right now if you're playing that game and get your free potions before it expires. In movies, Spider-Man Homecoming 2 may have a plot leak, and it looks like it's not a rumor. They're talking about the plot leak heavily on several sites right now. Don't want to tell any more than that because I don't want to ruin it for you. If you want to check that out, you can do that on your own and spoil it for yourself. But I generally will not drop spoilers without a heck of a lot of warning. Another video game review coming up, State of Decay 2. That's I think it's another zombie game, another horror video game. You can check that review out if you're playing that or thinking about playing it. And for more video game news, I got a link here to all the free PlayStation Plus games for June. So click on that if you have a PlayStation Plus, because you want to scoop up as many freebies as you can get. Free is good. There's also that sci-fi action film Upgrade. Pardon me. Got a little allergies going on today. This is interesting. When I saw, we kind of talked about Upgrade a little while back on the site, and it didn't, to me, I first looked at it, didn't look that good. This guy, he either dies or something happens. He gets an upgrade. It's like a computer chip put into him, and it kind of gives him like almost like superpowers, like a Terminator style powers where he can smash things, and it's like this upgrade is like a computer built into him that talks to him as he goes through the day. And the trailer looks wild. It's he's fighting people and the computer's talking to him, and he's just crushing people and killing them in really horrible ways. But he's defending himself, and it's like he's trying to get used to this computer that's now in his head or wherever it's been up. It's talking to him through his mind and fighting his enemies for him using his own body, and how he's going to deal with this new upgrade that they've put into him. And initially my feeling on it wasn't that great. I was kind of like, this kind of looks silly, but the reviews people are going crazy for this thing out there. A lot of my friends are like, I gotta go see this thing. So I'm like, all right, we'll see how it turns out. And now that I've seen a couple more clips for it, I'm kind of like, this doesn't look so bad after all. Maybe this is worth a shot. So I think I'm going to try to run out and see it and give you a quick review on Upgrade. Back to reading again, and you Arthur C. Clarke fans, of which I am one. Of course, 2001: A Space Odyssey and Rama, the Rama series. There's a whole critical guide to Arthur C. Clarke and his novels and his background and everything like that. Very interesting man. I don't know if any of you are aware. I'm sure some of you are, but all of you won't be. Arthur C. Clarke is the inventor of the communications satellite. And do look into the background on this guy. He was like one of those guys who just, like, everything he touched, it was genius related in some way or another. Very interesting person. Over to horror, there's a review on Victor Crowley's Blood-Soaked Swamp and Hatchet 2. Now, I think that's been out a little while, but still, it's fun. Go back and look at some old horror movies. Love Victor Crowley. He's a blast. Killing everybody with his axes and stuff. And I don't know why they haven't done an awful lot more with this guy. I think they're kind of dragging their feet on this guy. He should have about 20 movies out by now in the way that Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers do. But, who am I to say? I don't control these movies, but it's pretty cool looking little review. Do check it out. And also in horror video games, IGN is reviewing Agony. I don't think they like it too much. There's some great looking art in there, almost like stuff from like Ronnie James Dio album covers in there, but it looks just that kind of art. Looks really neat. But I don't know if they're saying very good things about it. But check it out. Assassin's Creed Odyssey has been confirmed ahead of the E3, and of course we're in the into the E3 now. It's very exciting coming into the E3. The Deadpool news. I'm gonna quick cover Deadpool. I just came back from Deadpool. Loved it. Loved it because there's some X-Men references in there. It's a bunch of X-Men references in there, and of course, me, I love the X-Men, and everybody knows that Colossus is all over this movie, so it's very exciting. The two of them are just laying waste to a lot of bad guys, or a bad guy or two. I'm not going to say too much. I don't want to ruin it for you. But it was a good movie. The jokes are great. The action's fantastic. It's pretty gross, pretty gory. I'm going to say this. There's pretty gory stuff in there. And there's a Vanessa controversy in there. I'm not going to say anything else. If you want to know if you haven't seen it, don't click on the link yet and ruin it for yourself. But if you have, you might want to check out why the Vanessa controversy has exploded, which I think is utterly asinine. But the movie was great. The controversy, it's not a controversy. It's just somebody looking to cry about something. But the Vanessa controversy is in the news, so we did cover it a little bit. And normally I won't cover that kind of stuff, but I like the movie so much I put it up because I said I don't believe there's a controversy. I think the movie was good. I give it 5 stars. And I'm really looking forward to a lot more. I hope they make another Deadpool real fast. The co-stars were excellent in there too. Loved Domino. Loved Negasonic. Just loved the other characters. Really great stuff. Great fights. Do go to this movie as soon as possible. The Slender Man movie. Remember that one? When Slender Man was hot like about 10 years ago, but they're making a movie about it, and it's having some big behind the scenes issues, and I think there's a lawsuit or somebody's fighting it they're fighting back and forth and shopping it around to other studios, and I don't even know why they're bothering at this point. Slender Man has come and gone. That whole thing is over. I don't know why you'd be excited about making a movie about it. It was a, what was it, urban legend. I think there was unfortunately, I think there was a murder or two associated with it with some teenagers who didn't take it too well, and so now they're going to make a movie about it, and I don't really see it being that big of a deal. But that's just, that's me. You horror fans might like it a little more than I do. Let's check some more stuff. GTA San Andreas comes to Xbox One. And over to superhero news again. Marvel 2-in-1, the comics, has confirmed that Emma Frost is Jean Grey's perfect opposite. Once again, love this news because I'm a big X-Men fan. And in movie news again with superheroes, Silver and Black movie will now not come out till 2019. I think it's been pushed back. I think they were hoping for a late 2018, but I don't know why they were thinking that was going to happen, because as far as I knew, it wasn't even near being finished. But now it's 2019, which means it's probably going to be 2021 before this is over. Jason Momoa has exited the Crow reboot. That looks like it may be in trouble. They're trying to reboot that. That seems to have a curse around it, that movie. It was a great movie, but unfortunately, all about Jason Lee having died, and that movie sat with no kind of reboot for what? How old is that movie now? 25 years old or something like that. But anyway, Jason Momoa is going to be in, and he's out, so not a good sign. Anime fans, you'll be glad to click on a little link here for the best new anime of summer 2018. Do check that out. And here's kind of a cool little board game. It's not really a board game per se, but it's a little, it's a game you can play on a tabletop. It's called Junk Orbit. It's a space scavenging game, and it's neat. It's like you go into space and you got all these little things floating around, and you got to like collect them all and build stuff with it before the next guy does. So it looks like a lot of fun, really colorful pieces and stuff. Looks like a blast, and I'll bet you it's a great time when you got a case of beer and a bunch of cigars going too around the gaming table, like I always do. Anyway, sad news today. Ted Dabney, I hope I said his name right. He was the co-founder of Atari and I believe the co-inventor of Pong, and he's died. And anyone who grew up with Pong like exploded on America, the whole world in the 70s. You were growing up, and there, video games at that point were something you played down at the local pizza parlor, and there weren't many of those back then either. And then they invented Pong, and Pong was really the first console game to go big, and people were buying it. I don't know what it cost. It cost a fortune back in the day. When it first came out, it was like really expensive, and all it could do was like four things. I think it was like Pong and like another kind of Pong and like another kind of Pong and like maybe some other little thing it did. I don't know what it did, but it was totally not complicated at all. And it was a big deal, and I remember people around me playing it, and I played it like for a week straight. And I was like, okay, that was fun. Beep boop boop beep, back and forth. The little ball went in the paddles. But very sad news. He's died, but he did make a gigantic splash in the console, in the world of consoles. And look where we've come from. From Pong all the way to where we are today, with Xboxes and PlayStations and everything else. So do take your hat off and give him a moment of silence. It's worth your time. And one last thing I'm going to cover really quick here. Also went to Solo, a Star Wars story. I liked it. I don't see what the big controversy is. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't like the very best Star Wars movie, but it wasn't bad. It was a good movie. It was dark. Also visually, it was a lot of grainy, visual, dark, shadowy type grays, whites, and dark blues and blacks. That kind of a movie, like you're watching it and you're like kind of almost felt like I was squinting. And oddly enough, I just read an article today, and I wish I'd clicked on and saved it for you guys, but you could probably Google it and find out. I'll see if I can do it while I'm talking to you. But Solo, somebody else was saying the same thing. They were saying that visually it's a mess because they filmed it for a particular kind of theatrical style, and the theaters can't handle it, and so you're not getting the full oomph that you should be getting from this movie. And so I thought, well, that seems like, because even when there's a scene where you've seen it in the trailer, they're on the beach, and I don't even remember that being that bright. It was like it's that kind of thing, like you're watching it and it's a dark movie. And the storyline, of course, there's some dark stuff in the storyline too, being Solo. But it was a good movie, worth your time. if you can go in with an open mind. Remember, I treat these movies the way I do it, like, again, like I've said this before, like rock albums. You got like bands like the biggest bands and the biggest movies, and the biggest writers, and all that kind of thing. They're bound to make a stinker once in a while, and this isn't even a stinker. This just isn't a great one. It's not bad, but it's not the best movie they've made. And if you think of like a Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin or Van Halen or even the Eagles or something like that, or whatever band you like, rap, rock, reggae, classical, even they've made a few that weren't the greatest ever, but they generally, the Star Wars movies are great, and so this will go good with your collection. Definitely go check it out, and I think it'll be worth your time if you just go in with an open mind and not be an angry Star Wars fan, which I'm not. I go in and I just generally enjoy these movies. It's got to be a pretty darn bad movie for me to rip it apart. Well, that's all I've got for today. We'll be talking to you over the weekend. Have a great weekend, and we'll have a lot more sci-fi, fantasy, and horror news coming for you very soon.